One of you here tonight. I'm so glad that I just want to come here and share a word in my busy schedule and everything. But there's a word tonight. There's a word tonight. There's a word. If you got your Bibles, turn to Matthew 17.
Watch yourself.
Turn to Matthew 17. Matthew 17. We're going to be real quick. I'm getting up out of here. All right. Matthew 17. And we're going to start at the we're going to start at the 26th verse. We're going to start at the 26th verse. It's good to see Sister Laura back there. Girl, it's been a minute, girl. How you doing? Good God, man. Well, that's a bunch of surprises going on in here. But I just want to, if y'all can stand on your feet, I like to give honor to God. When I read the word, I like to give honor to God. And that's just the way I roll. It's all about structure. It's all about. If you're there, just say, I'm there. If you're not there, say, I'm struggling.
Say it again.
I'm struggling. At 26, it says, Peter said to him, from strangers. Jesus said to him, then the Son are free. Nevertheless, we offend them. Go to the sea, cast in your hook, and take the fish that comes up first. And when you open its mouth, you find a piece of money. Somebody say, I'm going to find some piece of money. Come on, y'all got to say it like you mean, like you know you're going to find somebody. Y'all like y'all want to be broke all your life. Come on, say, I'm going to find some piece of money. All right. Take that and give it to them for me and you. For a subject topic of going into the 13, I'm going in, but I'm going hard. Look at your neighbor, say, I'm going in, but I'm going hard. Look at the next person beside you, say, whatever you're going through, you better go in, because you better go hard. You may be seated, you may be seated, you may be seated. In my study of research, I was in my studying, preparing just here to come here tonight. And something came to me when I was I was reading my research and everything. And I was in this economic crisis we see around the world that we have seen already. And I came across something, and it just came to me. I was reading an article, and it says something like this. He said, the unemployment rate report was released recently. It was good news, but really the report really was to tickle your feather. And the reason why it was tickling your feather, but really as you see for the job rate, it was 7.8 to 7.9%. It just stayed below the magic number of 8%, which was the boost really for the President Obama. And all behind the good news, though there are issues and concerns I have a conflict with. And for example, the African American employment rate rose significantly from 13.4 to 14.3%. But black women took most of the hit, with unemployment rates rising from 10.9 to 12.4%. Meanwhile, black male unemployment dropped from 14.2% to 14.1%. And the reason why I have a conflict tonight, there are a lot of you that have gifts. And you know when Minister John was talking, how he said you got to activate your gift. And the reason why some of us in here that know God would do something in ability to correct. Because even you know in John chapter 1, God said he created the heaven and the earth. Somebody say, I got to correct something. Because in your 2012, if you want to go in hard, you have to create a mind of ability I can conquer. And the reason why some of us are unemployed minds because we don't know how to correct. See, what God is trying to tell us is, he said, even though the unemployment rate that we see now in a season is that now God is giving you the time to correct your dream. And the reason why some of us don't have the dream because we don't be around the right connection. Because this year in the season of my own life, back in April to all the way to now, God began to show me people. And even though he get ready to show me people I couldn't understand, I didn't know how, didn't know when, I didn't even know when it was coming from. But all the attack was coming because I know God put something gift inside of me. Even when Minister Davis was talking about the gifts, there are some of you in here that have a mind ability to conquer anything. Your dream is more than what you are where you're at. Even in this church, we have a lot of creative ability people in this church. You have the mind of entrepreneurship. You have the mind to take businesses. You have the mind to park your book. You have minds to do everything what you need. And in my study, one time when I was up in Jacksonville just a couple of months ago, my mentor, Stan Richardson, he is a multi-millionaire, and he was telling me when I was at a conference, at a seminar, and he called me in his room, out of nowhere. He called me out of his room, Pastor. He was telling a little bit about testimony, a little bit. That's how money can find you instead of you trying to find it. And what happened was, he was telling me something. He was like, Todd, I need to speak to you. And I'm like, what you need to speak with me for, man? You got all these people in here. You know, you got all these ballers and all these people. You got Bentleys and stuff. I don't know them like that. You know, what you want with me for? And so what he was doing, I had to do a presentation in front of people because now I own my own business. I do marketing direct selling. I own my marketing own company. And so what he was saying, he was like, Todd, give me it. So I was like, all right, man, what you want? What you need? So he was like, I want to sit you down. I want to tell you something real close because something is on you. And I'm like, okay, out of all these folks I had, it had been like almost 400 people in there, you know. But I was on the second row. And he came to me, he said, Todd, what I really want to tell you is that I'm really impressed with you. You good, you cool. He said, stop hanging around people who you can afford. Now, see, I know it's going to get quiet in here, you know. Some of you don't even see yet. You just missed some of your blessings, just missed it. Some of you just missed it, your blessing. Some of you just missed it. He said, stop hanging around people who you can afford. He said, and I was like, what? What did he say? All right, you can leave out now. You can leave out. So all through the week, I was like, what is this man talking about? Okay, I'm hanging around. What he was really trying to tell me, and what I want to share with some of you in here, is that God is now putting you around people who are more perfecting better than you. Because when you are more perfecting, when they're more perfecting better than you, then they can teach you much more to birth out your purpose. And see, the reason why some of us in the black church that we don't know how to get around to elevate our minds. So you have to understand, people of God, that when you want to go hard in something, you have to press forth your blessing. You have to go on a mode called beast mode. Somebody say beast mode. Beast mode. Because when you go through a beast mode, that's when God begins to accelerate you to what you need. And even though in the studying of something I will call for point number one, whenever you begin to get ready to go into your season of going in hard, point number one, this is going to be a little edgy. He say, I want to let y'all know, and I want to let y'all know this right here. Stop hanging around people who you can afford, but really what I'm trying to tell some of you in here, there are going to be people who are anointed and gifted to get on your nerves. There are people who are anointed and gifted to get on your nerves. I'm going to say it again. There are people who are anointed and gifted to get on your nerves. I'm going to say it one more time so I can sit in your rest in you. People are anointed and gifted to get on your nerves because the reason why they see what God got for you is really because they see what God is doing, but really they are devil messengers. They are devil messengers. They try this 1 minute, you can come from church. You can come from church, you can tell them about it, but then as soon as they try to tell them about whatever you've been going through, then they have a negative thought to get inside your spirit. They have everything else to try to get inside of you. They have everything to put you in, contaminate you from everything else. But then now you become overwhelmed. You become so overwhelmed now that when you stop hanging around these kind of people, then people begin to get on your nerves. They are anointed and gifted. They get on your nerves. But now you're trying to feel like, are you the problem? Now, y'all quiet on here. Y'all quiet. I was back at home down there in 561. Boy, it'd be stupid right now. So therefore, as some of you feel overwhelmed, somebody say, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed. You feel like nothing's popping off. You're so overwhelmed. You feel like you're almost about to lose your mind. You're so overwhelmed that you feel that you gotta cry yourself to sleep at night. You're so overwhelmed you don't feel like being around church folks. You're so overwhelmed that you wake up in the middle of the night, don't know why you're up at night. You're so overwhelmed that you have to watch episodes like CSI, Law and Order, Criminal Minds just to cry yourself to sleep at night. Y'all, come on, y'all been here, y'all know what I'm talking about. Even you're so overwhelmed that you really almost want to take a drink, because now that I'm impacting something, I want to birth my purpose, but I don't know how. I don't know how, where I can come where God giving me what I have to have. See, but when life becomes pushing you, that is, God is generating something in you for you to manifest out of you. And that when he begins to push you to a limit, he begins to put, sometimes God will put stress on you for you to get the ability to bring something out. Look at your neighbor, say, if you have some stress, look at your neighbor, say, if you have some stress, just bring out what you need out of you. Just bring out what you need out of you. Even though the Negro left you, just say, hey, you know what you left? Bye, boo-boo. I'm still going on. I'm still doing what I got to do. Everything that you took from me, hey, I'm still going up because I got something else. Matter of fact, you can just build a bridge and get over it, but I'm still going to get to the place where God is having me from. That brings us to the text back in 26. I got to get out of here. And it said in 26, and Peter said to him, he said, from strangers, Jesus said to him. And then he said, nevertheless, offend them, go to the sea and cast in a hook. This is what God was telling. This is what really was Jesus. I love this part. I love this part right there. God, I love this part right there. He said, I'm going to read it one more time because it feels so good to me. I don't care about y'all. He said, nevertheless, he said, we offend them, go to the sea and cast in a hook and take the fish that comes up first. I like that right there. He said, and when you have opened its mouth, you will find a piece of money. Well, God, I like that right there. He said, take that and give it to them. Give it to them for me and you. See, y'all see, I know I'm looking at something, I'm going somewhere. Even though we see in the context that everybody, we see this famous quote when everybody was saying that Jesus said, hey, you know, he told Peter to go out there and throw out your line. He said, go out there to the riverfront out there to Merritt Island. Peter, you go out there and cast your line out. Go catch a fish. That's what Jesus told him. He said, go catch a fish. That's what he told him. That's what he said. So he told him, he said, Peter, I want you to go there, get in your truck, get in your Ford truck that you got. I want you to go across the bridge and go catch me a fish. And because in the text we can back it up, that the tax collectors, the people were saying something, that they was really arguing about how come Jesus don't pay his money. Because he already know, that Jesus said, you know what I'm going to do, I'm going to show y'all somehow where your faith is. So he told Peter, go there and get the truck, go there and go catch some fish from me. But the first one, what I want you to do is bring the first one that you catch in. And he said, then when you catch the fish, Peter, I want you to open its mouth and then open it up. I know that sounds disgusting. But he said, when you throw the fish and catch the fish, I want you to open up his mouth and take the 2 coins out. And then when Peter began to do the fish, and then he began to catch some fish, but then the first one, he came out, and then when he opened up the fish, there was 2 coins. And then when he caught the fish, he took the 2 coins back to Jesus. He walked back to Jesus. He said, Jesus, I did what you told me to do. That's what he said. He said, I did what you told me to do. I went out there and fished out there. I went out there over there to Apples and I got me some bait. I went over there and got everything that you went and told me to do. So I went there and got the fish for you. So now, Jesus, here your fish that you told me to get. And here go your little two little nickels and dimes what you told me to go get. So now, what are you really talking about, Jesus? And Jesus told him, he said, Peter, what your problem is, well, it's a sick revelation that messed me up here. Like, wait, and he said, Peter, gosh, well, thank you, God, you gave this to me. He said, Peter, what your problem is, Peter, is that your problem is, I wanted you to reach in the fish's mouth and grab the 2 coins. But your problem, Peter, you've been trying to ratchet at your own self. And the reason why I told you to get it, because you did. But really, Peter, what I wanted you to do is grab the fish. I'm taking my time with this. He said, but because your problem is, Peter, you've been grabbing at things, but not grabbing at the speaking when you say you want to be blessed. But other words, what God was really trying to say is that when Peter opened the fish's mouth, that means some of you. And when you open up your mouth, things will lie in your hand. I know I used to be slow. I used to be on the slow bus. When you open the fish's mouth, I'm gonna back it up. When you open the fish's mouth, go in, grab the 2 coins, and put it in your hand. But what I'm really trying to tell some of you in here, all you have to do is open your mouth, begin to lie in something will lie in your hand. So that means when you open your mouth and worship God, things will start to land in your hand. And then when it land in your hand, then you can go prosper. Boy, y'all, look at your neighbor and say, whatever you need, just open your mouth. Because when you open your mouth, things will lie in your hand. Oh, y'all ain't saying it like you really mean it. See, when you open your mouth, things will lie in your hand. And that's when you begin to prosper. Because what God is really trying to say, people, is a lot of us in here that have gifts, that have the ability, that have the business, that have the entrepreneurship, that have the right mind to write the book, that really have the right mind to go to school, that have the right mind to be a lawyer, that have the right mind to start whatever you're trying to start, that have the right mind to get what you need, would have the right mind. Once you open your mouth and start giving a declaration to God, everything that you need will lie in your own hand. So I believe that in here, I feel a worship in here. So whatever you need your 2013, and whatever you need for your 2012 to be wiped out, what you got to do is open your mouth and open up your hand. I believe in here. So everyone, I want everybody to stand up in here. I want everybody to stand up in here. I'm ready to activate because I'm here on assignment. I'm here on assignment. I'm here on assignment. I'm here on assignment. I'm here to activate. Look at somebody and say, are you here to activate? Are you here to activate? Because I don't want to come to church and lead the same way. I don't want to come to church and just lead the same way.